contrarian.
Absolutely, Amo. This feels like the stadium roaring for Scotland, but there's one massive away end banging a drum and trying to flip the mood. Could be a contrarian fade if Scotland start flat, or just smart cover in case the game turns scrappy and chaotic. Oh, listen to that. Boston simmering, Tartan army on one side, Haitian pride on the other, and you can feel the voltage in the air. McGinn's the metronome for Scotland, but Haiti will fancy a fast punch early, the kind that makes a favorite's knees wobble. This opener's got...
Scotland's still priced like the heavy favorite at 60-61 cents, but that massive ask wall up 8062 is basically a parked bus, hard to break without a real catalyst. Meanwhile, Bully Boys is fading Scotland and backing Haiti draw, so Scotland's price is stuck at 60-61 again, and that 0.62 sell wall just got thicker. 865k shares is a real ceiling, like a team protecting a one-goal lead. Haiti bid depth ticked up 8.6, so the upset crowd is quietly adding, but it'll take a...
Ha! The Spurs gag lands like a cheeky nutmeg before kickoff. Anyone can sign, but not everyone can lead. Robertson's that captain who drags the tempo up by the collar, and with Adams and Shanklin sniffing around, Haiti can't blink for a second. They might know the names from the league, but that doesn't stop a striker like Shanklin from turning familiarity into a nightmare in the box. And Robertson, new club, same edge. He's the guy who sets the tone with one crunching run down the flank and a wicked delivery. Look at those faces. No smiles now, just pure tunnel vision like two nations squeezing decades into 90 minutes. Scotland carrying that long wait, Haiti carrying an even longer one, and you can feel the history rattling in their boots. Right, open the gates, let's have it. Those eyes tell you everything. This isn't just an opener, it's a release valve for years of waiting. Scotland look like they want to impose early. Haiti look like they're ready to bite back the moment there's a loose touch. Bring them on.
Scotland's still the favorite on the tape, but bid depth is thinning while the draw's ask depth is ballooning. Market's basically saying low-scoring grind and charging you for it. That 0.62 wall remains the brick line. Until it cracks, Scotland up. Haiti's offer side just swelled big time. Ask depth jumped, so there's supply leaning on that 17-cent line, and it's going to be sticky. Scotland's still pinned at 60-61 with that 0.62 wall overhead, so the whole market feels like a cagey midfield battle. Scotland just got a little more support underneath, bid depth popped back up, but the real story is that monster 0.62 supply now near 950k shares, so rallies are getting headed away like corners. Haiti's ask stack eased a bit, yet Now we've got a real nudge. Haiti's ticking up to 17-18 and win prob up to 18%, so the underdog money finally found its voice. Scotland's still the favorite, but that 0.62 wall is basically a packed penalty area, hard to score through without a shock event.
And here we go, stadium on its feet, and you can feel the hush roll in like a tide. Haiti's anthem ringing out, proud and defiant, and every player standing a little taller, knowing the whole night starts right here.
Scotland's win prob just slipped a touch, and more importantly, the bid depth dropped hard. Buyers are backing off even while the price holds 60-61. Meanwhile, the draw ask stack thinned, so that stalemate trade is getting a bit easier to push. That's a liquidity air pocket on the underdog side. Draw bid depth just got cut, and Haiti's bid depth slid too, so the upset trade has less support if it wobbles. Scotland stays steady at 60-61, but with thinner opposing bids.
That's a powerful moment. Voices up, hearts out, and the whole place feels stitched together by the song. You can sense the players soaking it in, because once that final note fades, it's all tackles, tempo, and no mercy.
We're basically range-bound but with heavier overhead. Draw ask depth just thickened again, and Scotland's sell wall AT 0.62 is still a brick. Haiti's probability blips up, yet the book says prove it. Lots of offers waiting to swat down any rally. Draw just firmed a bit with the top bid stepping up to 0.21 and the ask side thinned, small, but it's a momentum tell. Scotland's still pinned under that 0.62 mega wall, so upside looks like slow build-up play, not a quick counter. Scotland's getting fresh love. New size buying around 0.61 shows up, but the market's still staring at that 0.62 sell wall like it's a brick goalpost. Draw asks rebuilt a bit, so the scrappy 1-1 crowd isn't getting a free run here. Haiti just took a step back. Bidder ask slid to 0.160.117 and the win prob dipped so that underdog tape is losing its footing. Scotland's bid depth jumped, meaning the favorites got a stronger midfield behind it, but it still has to break that 0.62 defensive line to really run.
IMO, that Platinum Knights ad drop right before kickoff, feels like a sponsor trying to pump the stock before the whistle. Give us your quick take on how these big brand tie-ins shape the money around a World Cup night.
You're spot on, Leo. Those glossy sponsor hits are like a pre-match hype video. They don't change the score, but they absolutely juice sentiment and volume. On nights like this, retail piles in on the headline and the pros fade it if the order book doesn't confirm. Not much follow through here. Haiti's still stuck at 0.117 with that huge 0.1 offer stack, so rallies get headed away like corners. Scotland remains the favorite, but until that 0.62 wall cracks, it's a lot of possession without the goal.
That's the glossy stuff out the way. Now it's the real theater where reputations get made and nerves get tested. Scotland chasing that first taste of knockout football. Haiti hunting history with their first points. You can almost hear the pressure.
Haiti just popped back to 0.119, and the win prob ticked up. Small bounce, but it's more like a counterattack than a full-on comeback with that 0.18. Supply still towering. Scotland's 0.62 wall finally shrank a bit, so one clean push and the favorite can...
And that's the cue. Snacks on the table, nerves in the stands, and the world watching. Lay's can sponsor it, but the players have to earn it, and this one feels like it's about to light up fast.
Scotland's offer stack at 0.62 is thinning fast, down to about 7.6k, so the ceiling's lowering and a breakout gets more realistic. But the bid support 860 also softened, so if buyers hesitate, this can turn into a quick head fake. Order book just went haywire. Scotland top bid shows 0.01, while best bid still 0.6, and draw top ask jumped to 0.96. Looks like liquidity pulled, quote, glitch. Crowd psychology moment. Everyone yanks orders like a stadium gasp after a VAR.
Spot on. Feels like a VAR pause where everyone freezes and the market loses its shape. One bad tick and suddenly the spread's a canyon. That's when the brave step in and the jittery get rinsed.
Exactly, Leo. When liquidity vanishes like that, price discovery turns into a penalty shootout with the crowd holding its breath. Those weird offside bids are usually just placeholders, and the real tell is who reloads near fair value once the book reforms. Now, Scotland's got a big sell wall sitting right on 0.60, about 460k shares, so every rally is getting headed away at the near post. Haiti and the draw are seeing bids rebuild, but it still feels like opportunistic nibbling, not a real momentum shift.
Love that Vargasp analogy. This match feels the same. One early chance and the whole market of emotions swings. With both in 4-4-2 and so much history on the line, expect wild momentum spikes like a thin order book.
Totally, thin books trade like a counterattack. One clean break and everyone sprints the same direction. That 0.60 wall on Scotland is the back line right now. If it cracks, you'll see a fast repricing before anyone can reset. That Scotland sell wall just backed off the touchline. Top ask shifts to 0.62, so the immediate lid AT 0.60 is gone, but depth is still heavy overhead. Meanwhile, the draw's goofy offer drops from 0.96.
That order book glitch you spotted feels like this match. One big wobble and everyone panics. Liquidity vanishes like defenders switching off at a corner. Perfect crowd psychology comp. VAR check gasp in the market and on the pitch. Listen to that roar in Boston. Two nations starving for this moment, and neither one's here to tiptoe back onto the dance floor. If Haiti go full throttle like they promised, Scotland will have to match it punch for punch, no hiding places. Gorball's got the whistle and the temperature's already boiling. 52 years into 8 years of waiting, you don't come back politely. Haiti will fly at them, Scotland will relish the scrap, and this crowd sounds like it could power the floodlights on its own.
This book just turned into a funhouse mirror. Scotland showing a top bid at 0.01 and top ask at 0.99 is basically no real market, just placeholders. When spreads blow out like that, price discovery's offside and any small hit can look like a
This has got no warm-up lap written all over it. Gorball's whistle and bang, it's a street fight in a stadium. Haiti won't park the bus for anyone, and Scotland know this is their chance to strike early with that Tartan army pushing them on. And we're off. Years of waiting, and now it's real. The World Cup lights are blazing, and nobody's got time for nerves. Scotland have been here in Europe, but want to erase those flat spells, and Haiti look like they've come to swing first and ask questions later.
We've got real quotes back on Scotland, AT 0.59, 0.60, but that's out of 0.1 bid sitting as top depth is a giant red flag. Someone's parking a decoy order like a keeper time wasting. With asks still stacked, any rally needs genuine buyers, not phantom liquidity.
What a moment for him, cap number 84, and you can see the pride pouring out of every step onto that pitch. Relegation at club level, sure, but tonight he's wearing a whole nation on his shoulders, and this is the stage he's earned the hard way. Oof, that one nearly sneaks away, and suddenly you've got Ganondorf sniffing like a striker who smelled blood. Shanklin's alive to it as well. Those are the little loose balls that turn into big moments in a heartbeat.
Scotland's still heavy, AT 0.58, 0.59, but at least the ask depth cooled off. Less panic selling, more of a slow squeeze. Draw bids look healthier, 8.22, yet those 0.99 offers are like fans in the away end. Loud, but not really in the game.
You're spot on. Scotland will get their looks, but this is a take your dinner or go hungry kind of night. Ferguson's the metronome here because if he coughs it up, Haiti break like a fire alarm. Suddenly it's 4 shirts flying forward and chaos.
Liquidity just vanished on Haiti in the draw, bid depth collapsing to pocket change, while the top bid prints at 0.01 is basically the market walking off the pitch. Scotland's still tradable, AT 0.59, 0.60.
Yeah, look at Ferguson sliding in there, almost stitching a back three together. He's trying to calm the storm with his first touch, but you can feel Scotland's impatience bubbling. One sloppy pass and Haiti will pounce like they've been waiting all night. Robertson's got it, and you can sense the tempo lift. This is where Scotland start to believe again. McGinn hits the deck, Adams scraps for it like a terrier, and suddenly the ball's back with the captain. Danger building here.
Bids just refilled on Haiti and the draw, so the market's back on the field, but it's still lopsided with huge sell walls overhead. Scotland holds 0.59, 0.60, yet that persistent 0.01 top bid screams. Scotland's price is edging up to 0.61, but the real story is the draw and Haiti bids collapsing back to 1.01. Liquidity just got pulled like a team parking the bus after nicking a goal. That makes the whole book jumpy, so any decent market order can move this fast.
Porteous wins it, and you know what's coming. Head down, engines on. He just wants to surge and punch holes. That foul stops the rhythm, but Haiti's front line will keep the center backs honest all night. Proper handful stuff. And that coach stat, football's a mad old world, isn't it?
And just like that, bids are back on Haiti in the draw. This market's doing yo-yo drills, not price discovery. Scotland's still favored at 0.60 euro, 0.61, but that massive ask stack says rallies are getting sold like a winger who can't beat.
Oh, that left side is cooking. Hendry stepping out like a midfielder, Robertson overlapping, McGinn buzzing. It's a three-man wave, and Haiti are getting dragged all over the shop. Shanklin nearly wriggles free, and Piero's free kick just feels like a breather. That triangle on the left is pure mischief. Hendry galloping out, Robertson on the overlap, McGinn knitting it together, and Haiti are constantly outnumbered. Shanklin's run gets jammed up, but you can feel Scotland sniffing blood every time they funnel it that way.
Haiti just ticked down to 0.15, 0.16, while Scotland holds 0.60, 0.61, so the market's leaning harder into the favorite again. But look at that Scotland ask depth ballooning. Every pop is meeting a wall of supply, like Scotland dominating possession but getting stonewalled.
Scotland are absolutely feasting down that left. Hendry stepping in like he owns the postcode, Robertson flying, McGinn pulling strings, and it's 3-on-2 chaos every time. Haiti finally win a free kick, and Piero's clinging to it. Piero's that classic pivot. Stick it into him, let Isidore buzz around for the second ball, and suddenly Haiti can breathe and push up. And from 88 souls in Barbados to this spotlight, that's some journey. Robertson on it now, Scotland winding up again. Arcus reads it brilliantly and nicks in, snuffs out the danger just as Scotland thought they'd carve the door open. Deacon has a lash out of frustration, but it's one of those hit and hope efforts that never really troubles anyone.
Scotland just nudged up to 0.61, 0.62 and bid depth rebuilt, so buyers are trying to regain momentum, but the ask side is still heavy, meaning upside is a grind. Draw liquidity also firmed at 0.22 top bid, yet those 0.99 sell walls scream late game time.
That's the danger. He drifts in off the right onto that left peg, and suddenly 5 shirts are charging like a wave. Fearless press, full throttle. He's got the license to roam into the 10 and light it up. And now Che Adams is pleading for handball, trying to buy a moment of drama there.
Scotland still pinned 8.0.61, 1.62, but that top ask sliding down to 0.87 is a tell. Someone's lowering the take profit ceiling and inviting a push higher. Flip side, the book's still lopsided on the sell side, so any rally could get clipped fast.
Yeah, in possession, he just slides across like it's second nature, almost forming that back three on the right and giving them a clean platform to build. It's subtle, but it buys the midfield a yard, and suddenly Scotland look calmer on the ball.
We've got Scotland bid depth rebuilding again, 163k now, so buyers are stepping back in and trying to control midfield 80.661.62. But the draw and Haiti books look fake deep with those 0.02 top bids. So if that Scotland top ask just collapsed down to 0.62 with size sitting right on the touchline, so any upside is immediately getting met by sellers at the spread. Bid depth also halved, so momentum's fading. This is the market parking the bus and daring buyers to break it down.
That's the pattern. Hendry steps out, Robertson goes even higher, and suddenly the left side is humming with those cute little touches and a teasing ball into the mixer. And who attacks it like a striker? McTominay again, brilliant run, just can't quite get it down. Now Isidore tried.
Scotland's bid depth snapped back to 155k, but that 62 offer is still stacked. Buyers are running into a brick wall every time they try to break through. Meanwhile, draw liquidity looks sketchy again with that 0.002 support. So if draw probability ticking down a hair tells you the crowd's leaning back toward a Scotland result, but the real story is Scotland still can't lift off with that offer stack hovering around 0.62, 0.63. It's like endless crosses into the box, lots of.
Hendry stepping on is the key that unlocks Robertson. Suddenly Scotland are flooding that left lane, back heels and 1-2s, and then the cross hangs up like a question mark. McTominay attacks it like he's been reborn as a number 9, just can't steer it down. Oh, that holding position in front of the center halves is priceless, like a bodyguard for the back line. Keeps everyone calm and facing forward. And McTominay, after that illness scare, you can hear the collective Scottish sigh of relief. He looks hungry, he looks ready to Bergerson sitting right in that pocket is pure discipline. He's the hinge that stops the center backs getting dragged into trouble. And Haiti back on this stage since the Happy Days era. What a time warp. Fonzie would be proud. McTominay's over that bug too, and he's moving. Bergerson's positioning is spot on. Parked right in front of the center backs like a safety net so they don't have to dive into challenges. And Haiti back at the World Cup since the Happy days. What a comeback story. McTominay's shaking off that.
Now the draw bid depth jumps to 62K while asks shrink, so someone's quietly buying insurance. More 0-0 cover creeping in. Scotland's still the favorite, but with that 0.63 supply overhead, it's a grind up at best, not a breakout sprint. There it is. Scotland just ticked down to 0.60, 0.61, and win prob slips to 61%, so the market's taking a step back from the favorite. With that big Y63 supply still looming, it feels like Scotland's attack is getting stalled at the edge of the box. Draw just firmed to 0.24, 0.25, and win prob up to 25%. That's the market paying up for the stalemate script. Scotland's bid depth is thinning while asks build, so momentum's fading. Feels like they're protecting a lead they don't actually have. Big air pocket in liquidity. Scotland slips to 0.59, 0.60, and bid depth collapses, so the favorite's support just got yanked. Draw bids also thinned hard, which screams someone pulled orders, and that's when you get a fast counterattack move either way.
Ooh, Ferguson's gone down in a heap there. Slip first, then the follow-through, and even without malice, it stings like mad. Tactically, though, that handoff to Ferguson on Isidore is smart. Keeps the back line tight, no center half getting lured out and leaving. Haiti trying to spark it, quick feet, quick minds. You can feel the crowd lean forward, but hockey's got to win that race. Oh, he's let Provenol sneak in there, and suddenly it's danger time in the Scottish third.
Liquidity's still shaky. Scotland bid depth is down to 37K while asks balloon, so any rally's running into a wall around 0.62. Draw support is rebuilding a bit at 0.23, like the crowd settling back into a cautious 0-0 is fine chance.
That's the thing with Haiti. When they break like a wave, not a trickle. 3, 4, 5 shirts flooding forward with real belief. Scotland have to be ruthless. No gifts, no cheap corners. And now Piero on it. What's he got in that right boot?
Now we've got a real shift. Scotland slides again to 5.59 and win prob down to 59%, while Haiti ticks up to 0.16, 0.7. Underdog money is finally showing up. Feels like Scotland's backline just took a yellow card and the market's pricing the nerve.
Haiti don't do half measures when they go. It's a full-on surge, like a counterattack with a marching band behind it. Scotland have to keep it simple at the back. No roulette turns in your own box. Piero's on the ball now. Eyes up, pick your moment.
Market's stabilizing here. Prices are basically pinned, but Scotland's still heavy on the offer with that 0.60 sell wall, so upside looks capped. Haiti holding 0.16, 0.17 tells you the upset hedge is sticky like a scrappy away side.
That's a proper hitter lining it up, and you can see the confidence. Isidore's little layoff is pure composure, and Bellegarde doesn't need a second invitation. It ricochets off Shanklin, and he's looking around like, how's that my fault, you dig? And now veteran Ricardo Arde steps up. Providence, are they really? Hickey says not today, gets a vital touch and steers it away from the danger zone. Gannon Dogan was lurking like a thief at the back post, but Scotland survived that little scare.
That's another notch against Scotland, down to 0.57, 0.58, and win probably 57%, while Haiti's getting bought up to 0.10, 0.18. Draw depth is rising too, so the tape's basically saying this favorite might not break them down. Whoa, bid depth just fell off a cliff across the board, especially Scotland down to 41K, and price leaks to 0.56, 0.57. That's classic liquidity pulled mid-play, so any decent-sized order can move this like a deflected shot past.
Yeah, that's the tweak. He's anchoring a touch deeper now, letting Bellegarde be the one to burst beyond and cause the chaos. And Lucius Didson's getting the full two-man escort, because if you leave him one-on-one, he'll make you pay in a heartbeat. Exactly. He's dropped into that deeper pocket like a safety valve, and it frees Bellegarde to go hunting higher up the pitch. And Didson, oh, they're swarming him with 2 shirts every time, because give him an inch and he'll turn it in. You can see the shape shift. He's sitting deeper, almost quarterbacking from behind, and Bellegarde gets the green light to charge on. And Didson's got a permanent shadow and a bodyguard out there, because one clean touch and he's gone.
Scotland's bleeding down to 0.55, 0.56, and win prob 56%, and the draw's creeping up, so the market's pricing a tighter, messier game. With bid depth this thin, it's like playing on ice, one headline or big order, and you're sliding 2 ticks before you can blink.
Adams clatters into Jean-Jacques as Haiti grow in confidence. Feels like momentum swinging. Any quick market swing analogy for this kind of sudden pressure shift? Haiti's pressing has flipped the momentum. Scotland can't breathe, and now there's a dangerous free kick with Bellegarde eyeing a long-range hit. Any quick market-style take on how pressure swings confidence like a sudden rally?
Haiti's still holding that higher bid, 8.29 0.2 ni, but the draw book looks flimsy underneath. Top bid way down at 0.02, so any swing event can air pocket prices. Scotland's steady 80.55 0.56.
Yeah, that one looked like it had training ground special written on it, and then the ink ran. But you're right, this is the moment to have a pop. Make gun work because rusty keepers hate early questions. And that Wolves rocket, if he's got even half of...
Scotland just slipped a tick to 0.54, 0.55, and win prob down to 55%. That's the market quietly marking down the favorite as pressure mounts. Meanwhile, Haiti's holding going lunch, 0.2, so the underdog bid is sticky, like a team refusing to get pinned back.
Ars is glued to that chalk like it owes him money, stretching the pitch, daring the fullback to come out and play. It's clever because one switch and suddenly Scotland's shape is pulled like a loose thread. Meunier's been shopping in Europe like it's deadline day, and Haiti look richer for it. Fresh legs, fresh ideas, and no fear. You can feel the belief rising with every touch. Scotland are suddenly having to think twice. Meunier's gone hunting across Europe, and he's brought back real bite. Those late additions have lifted Haiti's tempo and swagger. You can see Scotland's defenders checking shoulders a little more often now, like they've sensed the danger creeping in.
Now you're seeing a real repricing. Scotland drifts to 0.53, 0.54, while Haiti and the draw both tick higher, so the favorite's edge is getting shaved in real time. But depth has thinned out a lot, which means the next big play could move this like a fast break. One touch and it's gone.
Cross comes in with a bit of venom, but Scotland get their heads on it and breathe out for a second. Haiti are knocking, though. Those deliveries keep asking questions, and eventually someone answers the wrong one. IMO, Haiti's late European recruits are changing the tempo, confidence rising, Scotland under pressure. Any quick transfer window or value add angle on how smart recruitment shifts momentum mid-tournament?
Totally. Those recruits are like a mid-season acquisition that instantly upgrades the earnings outlook, so the market stops pricing Haiti as a pure long shot. You can feel the sentiment rotate. Scotland's premium compresses as the underdog suddenly has real...
Scotland are gifting Haiti too many little set-piece invitations here, and that's a dangerous habit to pick up early. You can feel the crowd tense every time the whistle goes, one delivery, one flick, and it's chaos in the box.
Scotland's quote hasn't moved, but the bid depth just dropped sharply. Less support under the favorite if we get a sudden scare. Haiti's bid stack 80.19 is getting thicker, so the underdog floor is being built brick by brick like a team parking the bus.
Haiti are suddenly flowing now, one touch, two touch, and Scotland are scrambling to plug gaps. Hanley's clearance was vital, but the second ball drops, and it's panic stations again. You can feel the momentum swinging with every pass.
Liquidity just evaporated across the board. Scotland bid depth collapsing to about 17k is a big red flag for stability, even if the quote hasn't budged yet. That's classic thin book territory. One decent order is a counterattack, and the price gap...
McTominay's the kind of player who can turn a quiet moment into a headline with one late surge, blink, and he's there, and now it's flying end-to-end. Deaton trying that cheeky outside of the boot magic. Oof, that nearly wrote its own story.
We just got the liquidity snapback. Scotland bid depth rebounds over 100k, so the favorite's back with a defensive line in front of it. But Haiti's quote slipping to 0.9, 0.23 tells you the market's fading that underdog push. The crowd got loud.
Oh, the post has just saved Haiti's bacon there. McTominay hit that like he owed it money, pure timing and venom. Now Robertson's driving it again, Adams sniffing around the box. Scotland are turning the screw. This is getting spicy.
Scotland's still steady on price, but the sell wall thickened. Ask depth jumps near 390k, so upside is getting crowded out around that 0.55 area. Haiti's bid depth is fading again, which screams momentum stalling unless we get a real on-field catalyst.
That warm-up brace gives him that striker's swagger, doesn't it? He'll fancy anything that drops in the area. And here's Hickey stepping up, looking to whip one into a danger zone. Scotland's shape is screaming chance right now. Haiti have clocked that overload. Isidore's basically got a Hendry shadow assignment, and it's slowing Scotland's rhythm down. Deaton wriggles away from Robertson, though, and suddenly Antixon's in the picture. This is turning into a proper chess match at full sprint.
Draw just firmed up a tick to 0.27, 0.28 with bid depth rebuilding, so the market's quietly pricing a bit more stalemate risk. But Scotland's ask depth ballooning near 500k is a massive overhead supply. Favorite backers may be getting ready to take profit into any.
Yeah, Haiti have read the script and scribbled all over it. Isidore's glued to Hendry like a bad tax bill, killing that extra man threat. But Deaton's still dancing with Robertson, and Antixon's lurking one slip, and it's chaos in the box. Oof, that's a nasty little follow-through. Lost it, then just plowed on into Ferguson like a runaway shopping trolley. Ref's got a decision to make here, because that's the kind of contact that can light a fuse in a match.
Draw bids keep stacking, 55k now, so traders are hedging like it's heading into a cagey second half. Scotland's still the favorite on the quote, but that near 494k ask wall is a parked bus. Any rally needs a real breakthrough, not vibe.
McTominay's running that midfield like he's got a map in his head, arrives late, arrives free, and then he lets fly with real venom. And Ferguson's taking a few knocks out there, but the crowd can feel it. Scotland are one sharp pass away from another big moment. McTominay's got that sixth sense, ghosting into pockets, then cracking it like he's trying to split the net. And poor Chris Ferguson's been in the wars, clattered twice, but Scotland's tempo is rising. You can hear the fans sniffing a breakthrough. McTominay's timing is pure striker's instinct from midfield. He starts it, he finishes it, and that hit had real swagger on it. Ferguson's getting battered out there, but Scotland are smelling blood now, but you just know McTominay's not done yet.
That Scotland sell wall just eased. Ask depth drops from the high 490k area to about 392k, so the ceiling's a bit higher if buyers press. Draw stays sticky, 80.27, 0.28 with solid bids, and Haiti drifting to 18.
McTominay's the ultimate Swiss Army knife. 6 center half, now bursting into the box like a freight train, and it's paying dividends. Robertson swings it in again, but Shanklin can't quite get it under his spell. That was begging for a clean touch. McTominay's evolution is brilliant. Once a makeshift defender, now he's timing those late darts like a thief in the night, stealing yards and chances. Robertson delivers on cue, but Shanklin lets it slip through his fingers. That's a chance that'll haunt him. That stat hangs in the air like a stubborn cloud over Scottish football, doesn't it? So close so many times, yet never over the line, but you can feel a different heartbeat here. Maybe this is the campaign where history finally blinks first.
Draw bid depth keeps creeping up, now about 59k, so the market's still paying up for nobody wins insurance. Haiti's sell pressure cooled a touch, but it's still a heavy lid, while Scotland remains the favorite with that big offer stack ready to smother any breakout.
Could be for him, yeah. Those little gestures in the stands can carry a whole nation's emotion in one banner. If it is for Gene, that's football at its best. Fierce on the pitch, big-hearted off it. Imo, quick one. Crowd's got something for Gene here. Feels like a tribute moment. Any idea who Gene is in this context or what the story might be?
Could be a player or a staffer named Gene, but with Haiti it's also a super common surname, so I wouldn't pin it without confirmation. Markets-wise, those tribute surges are like a pre-match anthem. Big emotion, but it doesn't always translate into sustained.
If those banners are for Gene, you can feel the love pouring down from the stands. Football turns into family in moments like this, and it gives the players an extra yard, doesn't it? Like the crowd's pushing them up the pitch. You heard that tactical squeeze, doubling up forces their danger man to defend and starts attacks 40 yards higher. Any market analogy for compressing space and limiting upside while pushing risk back toward the opponent?
Yeah, that's like tightening the order book with stacked offers. Cap the upside, force buyers to pay up, and suddenly they're the ones taking risk. You're basically moving the line of scrimmage higher, turning their breakout into a costly chase.
Imo, they're doubling up and forcing Ganondorf to defend deep, like a stock getting hedged into a tight range. Providence is pushing 40 yards higher, but Scotland's keeper Angus Gunn just hoovers up that routine cross. Momentum without the payoff.
Exactly. Tons of volume in the final third, but no price discovery because Gunn's cleaning it up like a market maker absorbing flow. That's a range trade. Pressure looks scary, yet the favorite's structure holds until a real catalyst breaks the band.
We got a big penalty shout here. Attacker claims a shove in the back as the cross comes in, tempers rising. Give me your market reaction take. Does VAR swing this like a late earnings surprise? Absolutely, Imo. VAR hits like a market halt. Everyone freezes and then bang, the stadium reprices in a heartbeat. One whistle and the momentum chart goes vertical. No wonder the players look like traders watching a red candle.
This is exactly Vara's earnings. One decision in Scotland's .54 can gap hard because the book's lopsided, huge asks, but not much real bid support if panic hits. You can see traders already bracing with deeper Scotland bids, but it'll still move like a thinly traded name.
Hanley's playing with fire there. One mistimed step and it's a headline even if the ball's gone. And look at Rod Stewart in the stands, soaking it up like it's a greatest hits tour. Now the cooling break gives everyone a chance to reset the tempo. They'll gulp the water, but Scotland will be gulping air after that McTominay rattle off the woodwork. Haiti are sniffing something here. That's the kind of warning shot that makes defenders check their mirrors every time the ball comes in. Well, that's a left field ad break if I've ever heard one. Carl's built like a target man who never stops pressing. Free delivery, unexpected guests, and a stick routine sounds like set-piece training with a Labrador as the coach.
Now, Scotland's bid depth just surged to 145k, but the ask side ballooned too. Classic tug of war, lots of liquidity, yet nobody willing to chase. Feels like both teams parking the bus. Markets braced for a headline, not a slow grind. Scotland's offer stack is getting weirdly top-heavy. Seeing that big ask up at 0.96 screams, someone's camping out for a miracle fill, not real conviction. Price stays glued 0.53, 0.54, so draw just ticked up a cent to 0.28, 0.29. Small move, but it's the market quietly pricing in. This could drag. Scotland's still the favorite, yet that giant overhead supply and the monster Scotland short keep it feeling like a one-goal game where nerves...
Oh, Fox is selling fireworks there. Mbappe with France's box office. Pure jet fuel down the flank. And Messi rolling out with Argentina. You can feel the whole stadium holding its breath before he even touches it. Tuesday's got blockbuster written all over it.
Draw probability nudges up to 29%, while Scotland slips a hair to 53%. That's the crowd sensing a tighter match, not a collapse. Scotland liquidity cooled a bit on the bid, and with that big short still looming, any negative swing could turn into a quick momentum flip.
That's a teaser with teeth. Mbappe in full flight is like a blue blur you can't insure against. Then Messi and Argentina, the pressure cooker turned to maximum. Tuesday, 82 Eastern. Clear your calendar or you'll miss history.
Big change here. Draw liquidity just evaporated. Bid depth collapses to 23k and the market ticks down, so it's easier to shove this price around now. Scotland's book also thinned, which tells you everyone's stepping back like a nervous back line. Next burst of...
Hickey with the quick restart, and you can sense Scotland trying to crank the tempo back up. Doak gets a sniff of it. Every touch from him feels like a matchstick near dry grass. Something could spark fast. Yeah, that foul was brewing. Ferguson's reading it early and just planting himself like a lighthouse in front of the center backs. It's not glamorous, but it's gold dust. He keeps them honest, keeps them home, and Scotland breathe again. Absolutely. Ferguson's doing the quiet, dirty work, sitting in that pocket and snuffing danger before it turns into panic. When he's positioned right, the center backs can stay in their lane, and Scotland look twice as calm under pressure.
Haiti's bid depth just jumped to 52k, while price stays 0.1 piece at 0.19. Someone's building a little support line without chasing. Scotland's still stuck under a big ask stack, so the tape feels like a favorite getting pressed. Not conceding yet, but not breaking out either.
You're spot on. Ferguson's basically the seatbelt for that back line, always in the right place when the road gets bumpy. He buys them time, blocks the lanes, and suddenly those center backs don't have to go wandering into trouble. Ferguson clips it up towards Shanklin. Nice idea, trying to turn the screw early. But Belgium snap into it, Providence on the ball, and suddenly it's end-to-end stuff, like someone's hit the fast-forward button here.
Massive momentum swing. Scotland implied jumps to plus 70.
McGinn hits it and it wriggles through. Oh, you can feel the whole country exhale at once. Adams's touch set the table. The move had purpose, and that finish has just lit the stadium like a flare in the...
Exactly, Leo. This is stoppage time chaos. Scotland rips to 79% and the spread blows out, so late money's paying up like fans rushing the turnstiles. With draw and Haiti bids basically gone, price discovery's thin and slippage becomes the real opponent.
That's the market equivalent of a goal out of nowhere. One clean touch, one deflection, and bang. Probability spikes, spreads widen, and the crowd's euphoria turns into a stampede of late buyers while the other side panics.
Scotland cools a touch to 77%, but the market's still one-way traffic. Draw and Haiti bids are tiny, so any sell pressure there, just air pockets. Scotland's spread tightens to a penny, yet that heavier ask depth says late buyers are running into a defensive wall.
Listen to that roar. 28 years of waiting, pouring. Gun and Dog is playing it like he's got a compass in his boots, waits, then pounces at the fullback and whips in pure trouble. Placid throws up a big save, but Adams touches velvet, and McGinn's hit gets that wicked kiss of fortune. Scotland won't apologize for destiny.
We're seeing a little mean reversion. Scotland slips to 74%, and importantly, draw bids refill to 15k, with the best bid stepping up to 0.1 seen. But Scotland's got a chunky sell wall, right, 8076, so upside is like trying to... Scotland's back up to 76%, and the bid depth doubles. Buyers are stepping in with real size, but the ask side is also stacking, so it's not a free run. Draw looks like a classic parking the bus book. Decent bids, but a massive supply wall overhead keeping it pinned. Scotland's back to 77%, and the bid depth is surging. 178k on the bid is real conviction, but there's a big seller parked right 80.77, so it's a grind higher. Meanwhile, Haiti's ask depth exploding is basically the market waving the...
Piero's lurking like a thief at the back post, but Scotland win the foul and buy themselves a precious breath. And there's McGinn with the goggles again. Football with heart, that celebration carrying a whole family story into the night. Ah, that's beautiful, isn't it? McGinn turning a goal into a message. I see you, I'm with you. In a World Cup moment, he's still thinking of his nephew, and that's because the moment he gets it, you can see the cogs whirring inside or down the line. Either way, he's delivering chaos. He's got that winger's greed in the best way. Head up, one touch, and suddenly it's pick your poison. Cut inside or burn the chalk and sling it in. With Hickey joining, Scotland have to gamble bodies into the area because this lad's delivery is begging to be finished.
Now it's getting lopsided. Draw and Haiti bid depth just evaporated, so those markets are basically playing on... Absolutely, Leo. Ugly wins pay the same in P&L, like a deflected shot that still hits the net. I'll take them when liquidity and momentum are on my side, but if the book's thin, it's a banana skin trade. Big whiplash, draw bid depth snaps back to 33k, but the ask side is a skyscraper, 570k, so any rally gets sold into fast. Scotland's still priced like the favorite, yet that 512k ask... Yeah, that's a classic catalyst trade. Fresh legs are like a surprise rate cut. Positioning gets repriced in seconds. If Scotland's bench adds pace, shorts scramble to cover, and you see that momentum spike like a late counterattack.
IMO, that any which way goal vibe. Talk to me. In markets, do you ever take ugly wins like that, or do you wait for the perfect setup?
Scotland ticks down a hair to 76%, and the spread tightens to 0.75, 0.76. This is the market exhaling, not panicking. Draw and Haiti bids are paper thin again, so any surprise headline is a fast break that gaps prices before you can blink.
Ferguson on it now, and McTominay's got a marker glued to him like a bad suit. Bellegarde won't give him a second to breathe. Scotland have to move it quick, 1-2 touches, drag that shadow out of shape and pounce. Scott just waved goodbye to Bellegarde. Cheeky. Quick change, flick on from Shanklin, momentum swinging. Any market-style take on how subs can flip the game instantly? Doak's got that street football swagger. Hickey starts the overlap, then thinks, nah, you cook, and Doak just attacks his man like he's late for a train. The cross is teasing, just missing the kiss at the end, but you can feel Scotland's threat spike every time he touches it.
We're seeing the sell walls ease a bit. Draw asks down to 369k and Scotland asks to 478k, but the bids aren't stepping up with conviction, so it's still heavy tape. Scotland stays glued at 0.75 or 0.76. That's a team defending a one-goal lead.
That is a drought snapped with a hammer blow. Scotland finally back on the World Cup score sheet, and you can hear the weight lifting off a whole nation. Since Burley in '98, it's been silence. Not anymore. This is history with a roar. Scotland just ended a World Cup scoring drought dating back to Craig Burley in '98. Massive emotional swing. Give us a quick market analogy. What's the momentum shift feel like in trading terms?
That's like a stock finally breaking a 25-year resistance line. Everyone who's been waiting piles in at once. The psychology flips from can't do it to why not us, and suddenly even small dips get bought like they're bargains.
Italia 90. Last time they tasted that ultimate glory, and you can feel the ghosts of that Sweden win hovering in the air. But hold on. Haiti with a set piece here. This is the kind of moment that can flip a match in one wicked swing. Scotland scoring first flips the whole risk profile. Now they can sit in that low block and counter. Haiti's free kick delivery from Bellegarde is like a volatile catalyst. One swing and the momentum market crashes. Give us your take on how leads change decision-making under pressure.
Totally, once you're ahead, you stop buying upside and start selling volatility, protecting the score like a fund locking in gains into the close. But that low block is also like tightening risk limits. One sloppy set piece and you get a gap down before you can react.
Bellegarde hangs it up and the box is absolutely jam-packed. Bodies everywhere, shirts tugging, elbows flying. It's a proper street fight in there. Scotland will fancy this chaos to spring out on the break, but Haiti are sniffing a quick punch back right now. Prevaden gets there, and Henry just gives it a little nudge. Nothing fancy, just pure survival. Haiti's set-piece threat fizzles for a moment, but Scotland can't switch off, not with that ball still hanging around danger. The flag bails Scotland out just as that move down the wing was starting to sizzle. Timing's everything. One step too eager, and the whole attack gets wiped off the board, and you can see the frustration written all over Pierrot's face. Flags up again. Haiti keep finding that wing route, but the final run is just a fraction too early. It's like they've got the key to the door, but they're turning it before it's fully in the lock, and Scotland will take that breather gladly.
Scotland's still parked 80873.74, but that bid depth reloaded to about 130k. Someone's stepping in to defend the lead like a captain barking orders at the back line. Meanwhile, the drawbook's got that weird 0.02 top bid. Classic lot. That's a clean sentiment swing. Scotland leaks down to 0.71.72, while Haiti pops to 0.09, 0.10, and the draw nudges higher. Market's pricing real comeback risk now. Feels like the favorite's gone from cruising to time wasting, and traders are... Scotland stabilizes a tick higher, 8.72 0.73, and the bid depth is back to a chunky 138k. Buyers are rebuilding the wall. But Haiti holding 12% and the draw still near 19% says the market's keeping a live hedge.
He can plead all he wants, but that's a shove all day long. No sympathy from the assistant there. Haiti will fancy this, though. Bellegarde to whip it in, Isidore lurking, and Pierrot's the magnet in the middle. Tough angle, but dangerous if it dips. He's waving his arms like he's in court, but that's a clear shove. No chance he gets away with it. Haiti will see this as a lifeline. Bellegarde over it, Isidore nearby, and Pierrot the big target. An awkward angle, but one wicked delivery changes everything.
Scotland's holding 0.72, 0.73, but the real tell is that massive offer stack, nearly 494k on the ask, so rallies are getting met by sellers like a packed midfield pressing the ball. Draw and Haiti bids are creeping up too, meaning the...
Yeah, that ball just didn't have the bite. Too floaty, too easy for Scotland to read and clear. From that spot, Isidore's basically trying to head a postcard through a keyhole. Haiti needed pace and whip, not a gentle invitation. Tamani's already sniffing around, and you can feel Haiti wobbling at the back under that pressure. And McGinn, well, he won't care how it went in, a little helping hand or not, it's in the net, and Scotland will take it all day long. McGinn's got one with a bit of help from Haiti, scrappy but massive. Give us your market reaction take, momentum swing, confidence spike, and how that kind of lucky break changes the risk profile for the underdog.
Draw liquidity just got heavy on the sell side, nearly 600k stacked up top, so that outcome's being capped hard like a keeper catching crosses all day. Scotland stays steady, 8T0.72, 0.73 with...
IMO. McGinn's got one with a bit of help from Haiti, scrappy but priceless. Give us your market reaction. Does that kind of lucky bounce shift momentum like a sudden spike on a chart?
Scotland's still pinned at 73% with that 0.72, 0.73 spread, but the tape screams sellers waiting. Nearly 500,000 on the ask, so upside is a grind. Haiti drifting to 8% tells you the underdog bid is fading and the draw's stuck under a big supply ceiling.
That record hangs in the air like a weight, doesn't it? Scotland still chasing that World Cup joy. Robertson on the ball now, captain's posture, head up. He's the one who can turn history into a headline with one delivery.
Yeah, Leo, that's pure leverage. If you nick the equalizer, sentiment flips instantly and the whole book reprices in your favor. But if the next touch is a turnover, you get hit on the counter and the market gaps against you before you can hedge. Liquidity's draining fast. Scotland bid depth just fell to about 53k, so one decent sell can shove price around even if the win prob stays 73%. Draw and Haiti asks are still stacked, meaning the market's not buying the comeback story yet. This is late game Scotland's win odds finally ticked down a hair to 72%, and you can feel the market getting twitchy as depth keeps thinning on both sides. But the price is still glued at 0.72, 0.73. Classic scoreboard. We just snapped back to the earlier regime. Haiti and the draw both got totally Leo. When a star's taking hits, it's like the market leaning on a single mega cap. You either rotate risk away or you pay up for protection. Late game, the tactical fouls are just volatility spikes aimed at forcing a mistake, and it often works.
Bellegarde into the book for a late one. Ferguson getting kicked all over the park again. Any risk management take on how teams target a key asset like that late in games?
This is a liquidity air pocket. Draw and Haiti bid depth just collapsed to a few grand, so those prices are basically no bid if pressure hits. Scotland still holds 0.72, 0.73, but with thin side.
Piero's got a decision to make here because Ferguson's getting chopped down like a tree in a storm. Bellegarde's in the book, but that little flashpoint again. Scotland will be screaming for protection now, and the temperature's rising fast.
Scotland just firmed up a notch to 0.73, 0.74, while Haiti's win prob slips to 8%. That's the favorite tightening the grip. But look at those giant 0.99 ask walls on draw and Haiti. It's a ceiling, not a launch pad. This feels like stoppage time trading.
Tempers flaring, Ferguson getting targeted off the ball, Bellegarde booked, Scotland lining up a Robertson delivery. Any quick take on how momentum swings like market sentiment when a team starts investing fouls to disrupt a key asset?
Exactly, Leo. Those investment fouls are like aggressive short selling. You're not playing the ball, you're attacking confidence and flow. If Scotland converts this set piece, sentiment snaps back instantly. If not, the noise trade keeps growing.
Tempers flaring, Ferguson getting targeted off the ball, Bellegarde booked, and now Robertson stands over a dangerous set piece before halftime. Any quick take on how pressure moments like this swing momentum like market sentiment?
Yep, this is a classic Fed decision candle moment. Everyone's positioned and one delivery reprices the whole match in seconds. If Scotland lands it, the market chases. If it fizzles, you get that nervous fade into halftime.
Robertson whips the question in and John Jack answers it with a monster clearance. Absolutely vital that Scotland recycle looking for Adams, but Haiti snap back and Higgy's off again like he's late for a flight. Deebson's wriggled free and suddenly it's danger time.
Scotland's still priced like the clear favorite, but that ask depth just ballooned, nearly $500,000 on the offer side, so upside is getting capped hard. Draw ticked up to 0.9, 0.2 drew, a little halftime nerves bid, but Haiti remain favorites winning, yet the market's charging a premium to believe it.
Piero darts in and Provedon sniffing around, but the assistant finally raises it offside and a late one at that. You can feel the frustration in the stadium, everyone half celebrating, then slamming the brakes. Haiti are springing those little traps the moment they win it, trying to catch Scotland with their shirts untucked and their shape all over the shop. Hickey does brilliantly to slam the door, and now Hanley just launches it. Shanklin's the target. Can he bring it down on... Haiti are pouncing the instant they win it, trying to catch Scotland stretched and scrambling. Deaton's little bit of craft has McGinn chasing shadows. Hickey's recovery is massive, and now Hanley goes long and direct. Shanklin's got a fight on his hands here. Haiti press like a swarm, so sometimes that simple ball over the top is pure genius and it's already paid off once. But they're playing at 100 miles an hour in possession and you can see moves dying because bodies aren't there. And now Belga's down again, pleading.
Now you're seeing real two-way hedging. Draw and Haiti bid depth are up, but the offer walls are even bigger. Classic liquidity mirage where price looks stable until it suddenly isn't. Scotland's still the favorite, yet that chunky ask stack screams profit-taking. I believe Scotland wins, but nobody wants to pay extra for the ticket.
He's got the shooting boots on, just the wrong pair tonight. He's finding that lovely pocket between midfield and the center backs, Shankland even tracking him, but the finishes have been miles off. Still, Scotland looks sharper and the mood feels totally different this time. They've definitely grown up, but Haiti are still poking and prodding like they smell something here. McGinn on it, head up, looking for that killer pass, and he's found a man in space. This could open up in a flash. Scotland have learned, no doubt, but Haiti keep knocking on the door, testing every hinge. McGinn takes it, glances up, slips it through, and he's found his runner. Now it's about the first touch and the nerve.
That's a clean momentum shift. Scotland ticks up to 0.73, 0.74 with bid depth surging, and the sell side is surprisingly light, only about 127k, so the path higher is open. Haiti's getting marked down and buried under a massive offer stack, and the market's basically holding the line now. Scotland stays firm, 8.730.74 with strong bid support, and the ask side isn't rebuilding fast enough to scare buyers. Haiti and the draw are still insurance trades, but the money flow says the favorite's in control.
Scotland with the throw, and yeah, when it's Rebecca, Zlatan, and Alexi, the surnames can take the night off. Dietz sends it skyward, hanging like a punted stock chart. Who wants it more on the drop?
Whoa, sell walls just reappeared everywhere, especially Scotland in the draw, so upside is getting capped even though Scotland's still sitting at 74%. That's the market going from press for the winner to protect the lead. Like a team park. That big sell side pressure just eased again. Scotland ask depth drops back near 213k, so the market's still leaning favorite, just not chasing. Draw and Haiti remain thin on bids, meaning any surprise headline could gap them fast. Feels like a match where Scotland's ahead.
Those long Scotland balls causing chaos like volatility spikes when you let it bounce. Any quick market style take on defenders not letting it bounce and managing risk under pressure? Providence trying to twist Hickey into knots. Little bit of street football there. Delacroix hangs the cross up. The touch comes in and the flag's up anyway, so it's all sound and fury. But Haiti are asking questions.
Now you've got a real split screen. Scotland's book looks healthier with bids up and offers down, so the favorite stays supported at 0.73, 0.74. But Haiti and the draw are getting absolutely smothered by fresh sell depth. Classic risk-off head. Scotland's still priced like the clear favorite, but that bid depth just thinned out hard while the win prob ticks down a touch. Support's getting a little wobbly. Draw and Haiti books look more normal again, which tells you the panic hedging cooled. The leader's still ahead, but you can feel the momentum swing if one tackle goes wrong.
Flag's been busy tonight. Haiti keep timing those runs like they're half a beat late on the music. 4 minutes to play with. The crowd's roaring Piero like it's a chorus, but Scotland win it back. Now can they slam the door shut?
Scotland just got its footing back. Bid depth doubles to about 73k, while price holds 4.73, 0.74, so buyers are defending the lead again. Draw bids also firmed up, but the big Bosway 99 sell walls still scream.
Just about one of those moments where everyone holds their breath and then exhales at once. Scotland look like they've got a grip on it, but stoppage time has a nasty habit of biting when you relax for even a second.
Whoa, offers just flooded in. Scotland asked depth balloons to about 461k and the top sell wall shifts down to 0.92, so upside is getting capped hard. Yet bids are still decent near 0.73, which screams distribution, not panic.
Providence wants the whistle, but he's got a fistful of Hickey's shirt and a little clip up top. Hard to sell innocence after that. These wide battles are crackling, fullbacks and wingers trading jabs like heavyweight rounds. Providence is pleading for it, but he's tugging Hickey like he's trying to stop a taxi. Then the arm rides up and catches him. That's always risky, and you're spot on. These wing duels are fiery. Fullbacks versus wingers, pride on the line every sprint. Bellegarde crashes the party and wins the free kick. Felt like that was brewing, didn't it? Gorgeous close control. He rides the first challenge, stays upright, and then bang, finally clipped, and now Scotland have to set the wall fast.
Scotland's still pinned 8 to 0.73, or 0.74, but the story is that heavy overhead supply, ask depth stays huge, even if it eased from the spike, so rallies look like they'll get sold. Haiti ticking down to 7% says the market's fading the upset again. That scary overhead supply just vanished. Scotland ask depth collapses back to 171k, and the top offer is a clean 0.75 again, so the market stopped leaning on the favorite. Haiti slipping to 0.06, 0.0.
We're deep into stoppage time now, and you can feel the tension tightening like a drum skin. One lapse, and it's chaos. Boston and Piero hovering around it, and suddenly every clearance, every second ball feels like a mini final. Swarmed in a heartbeat, no oxygen, no space, and Shanklin just loses his bearings for a second, but Bellegarde nicks it back, and suddenly there's a little spark again, like a match struck in the wind. Bellegarde keeps it moving, and that little help on from Sean Jack is tidy. One touch, no fuss. Then he wants it back straight away, hungry for the return pass, trying to pull the defense out of shape.
Pretty quiet now. Scotland's still glued to 7.3.74 with balanced-ish depth, so sentiment is steady and nobody's forcing a breakout. Draw bids softened a touch at the top. Haiti stays offered at 0.06, 0.07, so the market's basically saying
The pullback's a mile off. Again, it's that last pass letting them down. The approach play has been silk, but the final touch is like ordering a masterpiece and getting the wrong delivery at the door. They're doing everything right in the build-up, but the final ball keeps missing. Feels like a stock that rallies all day, then can't break the closing price. Any quick market-style analogy for that frustration? MLS pedigree in the mix, Philadelphia Union grit or FC Dallas swagger, you know they're used to the grind. Now let's see if that club sharpness translates here because the next pass could open the whole thing up. And again, it breaks down right where it matters. Lovely build-up, then the final touch goes missing like a striker's confidence after two sitters. You can't keep wasting these moments. The other side will smell that hesitation.
Haiti's back down to 0.50.06. Momentum's fading, and the bid side is basically a puddle, so any bad touch can turn into a slide. Scotland's still priced like the favorite, but that rising ask stack up at 0.77 says upside is capped unless draw liquidity just tightened. Best bid up at 0.19 and total ask collapsed, so that market's suddenly more tradable if the game stays cagey. Haiti's still paper thin on bids, while Scotland remains the heavy favorite but boxed in under that 12.77 offer line.
Bellegarde's the heartbeat, but right now it's like the pulse is there and the punchline isn't. Everything dies in that last slice. Shanklin's buying fouls, calming the storm, and then Hanley overcooks it. You can't gift away momentum like that. Scan the code, get your vote in. Someone's about to cash in on this moment. And that little deflection from Isidro, oof, it's like a pinball in the box. Suddenly everyone's scrambling and the danger meter spikes.
Scotland just ticked up to 0.75, year 0.76. Buyers are pressing higher, but they're running straight into a big 0.77 sell wall, so it's like attacking a packed penalty box. Meanwhile, Haiti's drifting to 5%, and the draw book is back to being ask heavy, so upside they're...
That's rolling Haiti's way, and you can see why. Piero's built like a lighthouse in a storm, shrugging off 2-3 bodies. Scotland's only answer is the emergency brake because he's not going down otherwise. Same story again, Haiti winning the battle and Piero just bullying his way through like he's got a force field on. When three shirts can't shift you, the whistle becomes the only tactic, doesn't it? Hanley tries to steady it, Ferguson hustling back like a man possessed, but Haiti snap into it. Jean-Jacques feeds Bellegarde, and suddenly Providence is on the scene. You can feel the tempo lift. This is where a single touch can light the fuse.
Scotland cooled back to 0.74 or 0.75, and the bid depth got chopped in half. Buyers stepped off the gas, so any negative headline could skid this quickly. Draw liquidity also thinned again, while Haiti's still a fragile 0.05, 0.06, with that bid stack way down.
He whips it in with real intent, but it takes a nick and spins away, so it's not over, not even close. Another corner for Haiti now, and you can sense Scotland holding their breath here.
Haiti's ticking back up to 0.06, 0.07, and win prop to 7%. That's a little momentum swing, but the buy side is still light, so it can vanish on the next tackle. Scotland's steady 80 0.74, 0.75, yet that big 0.76 offer.
Yeah, Bellegarde's got the wand, but it's been more broomstick than magic so far. Those big lads in the box are starving for a decent ball. They go short, though. Here comes the runner, and you just feel the crowd leaning in. This could get spicy fast.
That Haiti pop didn't stick. Back to 0.055, 0.06, and the ask side got heavier. So the market's treating that as a brief counterattack that fizzled. Scotland's still pinned 0.74, 0.75 with a chunky 0.76 wall, and the draw...
Imo, that far post miss was like leaving free money on the table. Brilliant delivery, nobody cashes in. Give us your market analogy for a runner stopping short at the perfect moment.
Spot on, Leo. It's like a breakout trade that tags the level, everyone leans in, and then the follow-through volume never shows, so price snaps right back. In this book, that's Haiti's brief uptick. One good chance, no finish, and sellers reset the line. Scotland's still 0.74, 0.75, but the big change is the sell side thinning hard, ask depth collapsed, and that 0.76 wall is now much lighter, so a small burst of buying could lift it. Draw in Haiti remains sell.
Adams with the neat flick on again, but Shanklin's gone a fraction early, clear as day, and the move dies right there. That's the razor's edge for a striker. Time it perfectly, or you're waving at the linesman. Imo, he says he's going to run at Ganondorf. Big villain energy. Give us a market analogy. Is this like charging a blue chip defender or taking on a volatile meme stock?
That's meme stock behavior, Leo. High conviction sprint straight at the biggest body on the pitch where one touch can flip the whole sequence. Blue chip defending is Scotland, AT 0.75. Running at Ganondorf is trying to crack that 0.70.
Amo, that winger doing the dirty defensive work, is like a blue chip stock. Quietly protects the back line and lets the fullback tuck in. Also, tell me, does an assist ever get remembered when the finish is a bicycle kick screamer?
Nailed it, Leo. Those boring defenders are your dividend payers. They don't trend, they just stop the counter and keep the structure intact. And yeah, the screamer gets the headlines, but traders remember the setup pass when it's repeatable edge, not a once-a-season miracle.
Gannon Dugan's got the crowd in his pocket, tracking back, throwing his body in, doing the winger's graft that lets the back line breathe. And that bicycle kick, the assist is a footnote, mate. History only keeps the headline when it's that outrageous.
Now Scotland's pushing 0.760, 0.77, and the key tell is the offer side got swept. Ask depth dropped to about 108k, so the path higher is suddenly cleaner. Meanwhile, draw liquidity just evaporated on the bid, so that's a thin market where one hit can move it like a deflect. Scotland's still pinned at 76.77, but that ask depth just refilled. Sellers are back on the touchline, so upside gets tougher from here. Draw and Haiti remain heavy overhead too, so the market's basically saying favorite holds, just with more traffic in the way.
Listen to that roar. McGinn hangs it up beautifully, and Scotland are sniffing blood at these dead balls. Haiti looks shaky every time it drops in there, so you feel this next corner is a proper hold-your-breath moment. Scotland just want to spell with the ball here, slow the heartbeat, because Haiti are itching to spring the moment you switch off. You can sense that next transition is the danger zone. One loose pass, and it's a foot race back toward their own box. Scotland are desperate for a little oxygen here because they know Haiti have got that sting if you let them run at you. Haiti's shape is starting to bite, win it, break it, and suddenly you're scrambling like you've dropped your keys in the dark.
Scotland grinds up again, 2.77.78, market's leaning favorite, but that big sell wall, 80.78, says you've got to earn the next yard. Draw keeps bleeding, 20.18, 0.19 with thin bids, so any momentum swing could gap it fast. Exactly, Leo. This is classic volatility compression. Scotland's trying to kill the tempo, but the order book's jumpy and one sloppy touch can reprice everything in a heartbeat. Haiti's the high beta side here, waiting for that turnover to spark a quick squeeze.
Another towering McGinn special, and then, crunch, two heads meet, and everyone freezes for a split second. You hate to see it. Scotland will be sniffing that second ball again, but right now it's all about making sure those two are okay as the ref finally steps in. McGinn hangs it up there, and it turns into a proper aerial car crash. Heads clatter, and you can almost hear it through the screen. Scotland know the real gold is that second ball, but the tempo drops now as the referee finally realizes something's not right. Ref thought about playing on, but it fizzles out and he hauls it back. Free kick Scotland. Lovely hold up from Che Adams there, using his body like a shield, and then he's clipped. Expedites left him no choice but to go down.
That earlier draw sell wall just vanished. Ask depth collapses back under 300k, so someone pulled the offers and volatility risk jumps. Scotland's book also thinned a lot on both sides, which is like a tired midfield. One burst of flow and the price can break quick.
Absolutely. Ferguson's been doing the unglamorous graft, the kind that never makes the highlights but keeps the whole house standing. With Gilmore gone, he's given the center backs that extra cushion, and you can see Robertson's tank was empty. He just couldn't go another lap.
And just like that, the draw sell wall is back with a vengeance. 711k on the ask, so the market's basically fading a stalemate hard. Scotland nudges up to 0.77, 0.78, but there's heavy overhead, that 0.92 block.
Scotland back on Friday with Morocco waiting. No freebies there. That's a proper test. And Haiti heading to Philly to see Brazil again after that 1-1. You just know both sides will feel they left something on the table. Scotland sitting pretty at the summit as we speak. What a sight for the Tartan army. Bellegarde on the ball now, and you can feel the tempo twitching up again like someone's just turned the volume knob.
Now the draw pressure eases again. Ask depth drops to 418k and bids step up to 0.1 sane. So the market's giving the stalemate a little more oxygen. Scotland stays steady, 0.76, 0.77. But this draw just tightened 2.1018, but bid depth collapsed under 10k, so it's a thin bid, easy to knock over if sellers show up. Scotland's edging higher, 80.77, with a relatively clean ask stack, which reads like the favorite regaining control late.
Gunn grabs it, but with Piero lurking, you're never comfortable. Keepers hate that is he touching it. Doubt as the ball skids and bounces. Robertson arrives on the charge. Delcroix just about snuffs out Shankland, and Scotland win the corner. Piero's waving for a foul of gun clings on, but with Piero sniffing around, it's like trying to catch a bar of soap. One touch and you're in trouble. Robertson times the run beautifully. Delcroix nicks it off Shanklin at the last breath, and Scotland have the corner while Piero pleads his case again.
Draw bids just fell off a cliff. Top bid down at 001. So that's why my teen print is basically floating with no support underneath. Meanwhile, Scotland ticks up to 0.78 to 0.79. Sentiments rotating back to the favorite like a team seeing.
Yeah, I'm with you. Nothing in that shout, it's just Piero fishing for a lifeline, but you're spot on. When they throw 6 or 7 forward, they're wide open on the flanks, and Scotland will pounce like a counter-attacking taxman. Pay up, lads! Shanklin's just scrambling to stay with him, and he clips him. Nothing malicious, just a tired step late. No advantage on, no flow to it, so the whistle's fair enough and everyone resets. He's chasing shadows there, Shanklin. Just a fraction behind and the legs tangle. That's all it is. You're right. There's no real advantage developing, so the ref kills it and gives the free kick without any fuss.
That draw book just got smothered again. Ask depth balloons back above 500k, and the support underneath is basically air with the top bid sitting down.
Here comes a change for Haiti. Dietzon's number is up, and Casemiro's on to try and light a spark. Fresh legs at this stage can be dynamite, especially when you're chasing the game. We've hit the hour mark, and Haiti are still hunting, still swinging, but the final touch just won't kiss them on the forehead. That ball's fizzed right across the face of goal, danger flashing like headlights, and nobody arriving to tap it home.
Big shift. Scotland's ask depth just exploded to fall at 426k with a chunky wall up at 0.92, while bid depth shrank. Classic favorite getting offered even though price hasn't cracked yet. Draw looks a bit healthier with bids back at
0.60 gone, and Haiti are still knocking on the door, but it won't open for them yet. Another ball whipped right across the 6-yard box, screaming for a touch, and it just skids through like it's dodging everyone.
Draw is back to looks firm isn't. Bid depth pops, but the real top bid is down at 0.02, and the ask stack is a $500,000, so one shove and it caves. Scotland's still the favorite, AT 0.77.
Lovely little nugget that football families, one brother here and the other flying the flag for Guadeloupe. You can bet there's bragging rights on the line, and that kind of pride can drag a team through tired legs. Que lleguen. Esa pelota pide compañía en el área porque si no aparece alguien a tiempo se va a pasear por delante del arco y se esfuma la ocasión. Haiti necesita ese toque final ya. Lleguen, por favor. Esa pelota cruza el área como un tren y no hay nadie en el andén para empujarla. Se les escapa otra vez. Haiti está a un paso del empate, pero le falta ese último mordisco.
Draw just slipped a tick to 0.1, while the sell side gets even heavier, nearly 585k of asks, so that market's wearing ankle weights. Scotland's still steady, but notice the real bid showing up at 0.04. That's
Scotland sniffing for a second here, trying to put a lid on it and take the sting out of the moment. They'll want a spell of keep ball now, slow the heartbeat, make the other lot chase shadows.
Now that's a cleaner tape. Draw ask depth just got chopped nearly in half, and the top bid's back up at 0.16, so the downside trapdoor isn't as obvious. Scotland ticks up to 0.78, 0.79 with big bid.
A second goal would clamp Scotland's hands right around this one because Haiti are still lively and dangerous. Here's Andy Robertson, the skipper, floating it in, just overcooked, and the chance drifts away. It's hacked clear, but the referee's whistle cuts right through it again. Another stoppage, another little reset. Scotland will be happy to breathe. Haiti will be fuming if they thought they had momentum. Yeah, it's one of those freak moments. He's stepping out to clear and bang. It clips the ref and drops kindly for Haiti. The touch is messy, but they'll smell opportunity, and Scotland will be screaming for a bit of luck back. Casemiro's swagger here is like a blue chip on a bull run. Direct, fearless, almost cocky. Give us a quick market-style take on that kind of confidence and risk in big moments. They'll take the throw, and you're right, he's everywhere. 1 minute grafting deep, the next he's the furthest man forward, like he's got a twin. At 1-0, it's on a knife edge, one moment of quality, and this flips.
Absolutely. Swagger is momentum, and momentum pays until it doesn't. The higher the confidence, the tighter the margin for error. In markets and in midfield, one mistimed touch is a flash crash, so the pros press hard but keep a hedge in their... That's a big liquidity vacuum. Scotland bid depth just collapsed while the price barely budged, so one sharp headline and it can gap like a keeper caught off his line. Draw firm to 0.19, but the ask stack still towers. Rallies look.
He's pointed, he's demanded it, and they've delivered it right into that danger zone. This is where hearts start racing. Shanklin's busting back to help out, and now the set piece. Scotland have to be switched on here. He's literally picked his spot like he's ordering room service, and the ball's gone exactly there. Danger written all over it. Marcus tries to make it stick. Shanklin's sprinting back, and now this free kick could be a real turning point. Scotland get the decision, and that's a massive little swing of momentum. Shanklin's leading the press like a man possessed, defending from the front, chasing lost causes, dragging everyone with him. You'd swear Shanklin's a number 8 the way he's popping up everywhere. Absolute engine on him. And Casemiro down that right is pure intent, linking with the fullback, trying to crank the pressure up on Hanley and that Scotland back line.
Haiti just got marked down to 3% with the spread sliding to 0.3084. Market's basically parking the bus on that upset. Draw liquidity looks ugly again with that massive ask wall back, and Scotland's still the favorite, but the sell side is stacked, so upside feels capped.
Oh, that pass threaded in with real purpose, and suddenly Scotland are having to turn and sprint. If the first touch is clean here, this could open up in a flash. That ball's been slipped in with a bit of venom on it, one of those that makes defenders panic and glance over their shoulders. Scotland have got to read it early here or it's trouble.
Not much price movement, but the draw's top ask, slipping from 0.99 to 0.97 is a tiny tell. Someone's getting a bit less greedy on the sell side. Still, that $500,000 ask depth is a brick wall, and Scotland 80.78.79 looks.
You can feel it building. Bell guards the spark. He's getting into those lovely little lanes where goals are born, but that final delivery's been a fraction off. Tidy it up and Haiti could nick one before you can blink.
Draw just got heavier. Ask depth ballooned past 600k and the top offer snaps back to go 0.99, so sellers are back in a low block. Scotland still pinned 80.78, 0.79, but that chunky 0.80 offer looks like a seal. Now that's a regime shift. Draw ask depth just got chopped in half and Scotland bid depth also thinned, so the book's getting jumpy. Feels like late game legs. One decent push and prices can sprint, but liquidity won't cushion the tackle.
Oof, that little change of direction was pure street football. Sold his marker a postcard and slipped into space. That's experience talking, adjusted his body perfectly, and suddenly the whole move has a different rhythm. He's looking to combine with John, trying to spark that little give and go, but it just doesn't quite click. Haiti's idea is right, the execution's half a step short.
Scotland just ticked up to 0.79, 0.80, and more importantly, bid depth exploded to 162k. Buyers finally showing up with real size. But the draw book reloaded with a huge ask wall again, so the market's basically saying Scotland wins, but don't get cute. Scotland's probability nudges up to 80%, but notice the sell side thickening fast. Ask depth jumps, and that 0.81 level is now a real supply zone. This is like a team protecting a 1-goal lead. Momentum's with Scotland, but any wobble in the draw money will smell blood.
Cooling break in Boston. Heat still brutal even late. Scotland leading thanks to a scruffy double deflection. Feels like a lucky bounce in a choppy market. How do you value momentum when the goal's messy but the lead's real? Forget the VIP lounge. This is the seat where you smell the grass and hear.
That's a straight up gap down on a surprise ruling. Confidence Yep, that's a headline shock. Late longs panic sell, and the calm money buys the dip only if the shape stays solid and chances keep coming. Risk profile jumps fast. One sloppy turnover now feels like a flash crash, so discipline becomes the hedge. Scotland still pinned 80.79, 0.80, but the bid depth just leaked from 162k to 144k, while that 0.81 sell wall got heavier. Classic buyers catching their breath. Meanwhile, draw asks keep stacking, so upsides. Draw ask depth just got pulled back hard, 647k down to 488k, so some of that insurance is coming off the table. Scotland's bid depth rebounds a bit, but that .81 supply is still a brick wall, so we're stuck.
95 for Robertson. What a servant, still bombing on like he's got a fresh set of lungs. And there's the change up top, Shankland on, and you can almost hear Scotland saying, right then, let's turn this into a proper finish. IMO, this IBM pitch is basically no lock-in, plugs into what you've got. How real is that in enterprise AI, and does it actually move the needle for small businesses, or is it just marketing gloss? Yeah, you can see it in the body language, shirts clinging, legs getting heavy, and the tempo starts to bite. This is where the bench becomes gold dust. One burst of energy can swing a match like a sudden spike on AMO's charts.
Scotland's still the favorite, but look at that offer side thinning. Ask depth drops to a 173k, and the top ask 80.81 is lighter, so it wouldn't take much to pop the price. At the same time, Haiti and the draw remain. That's a momentum swing. Scotland jumps to 0.81, 0.82, and the offer side basically evaporates to 76k, so it's a thin ceiling and buyers can run it. Draw just got clipped hard with bids disappearing like the market stopped playing for extra.
Robertson slides it in with that captain's urgency. Head up asking questions. McGinn's onto it, sniffing danger like a terrier, and you can feel the crowd holding its breath for the next touch. Robertson again, whipping the tempo up a notch. He's dragging Scotland forward by the collar. McGinn charges onto it, shoulders braced, and this feels like the moment where one ricochet could light the place up.
Scotland's still in the driver's seat, 80.81, 0.82, but notice the bid depth just slid to 138k. Some buyers are taking a breather after that sprint. Haiti's quote actually weakens to 0.02, 0.03, so the upset money is... Yep, that's like pulling your star quarterback with a one-score lead. The market immediately prices in execution risk. When the favorite's already expensive, leadership comes off the pitch and liquidity gets jumpy, so you can see a quick wobble in confidence.
We've got a big tangle in the box. McTominay down, Scotland screaming for something. Give us your market reaction take. Is this a penalty moment or just noise? And how does VAR volatility feel here?
Now you're seeing the nerves. Scotland ticks down to 0.88, 0.81, and bid depth collapses to like 72k, while the ask stack swells, classic protect the lead selling. Meanwhile, the draw bid depth jumps like the crowd suddenly believing in stoppage time.
McTominay's absolutely fuming at the far stick, arms out like, how's that not a pen? Ref's having none of it, though, gives the foul the other way, and you can feel the Scottish groan ripple round the ground.
Order books screaming, everyone's hedging. Scotland's still 80.8. Yep, that's the classic fresh legs, fresh liquidity moment. Subs tighten the spread and force shorts to cover if Scotland starts pinning Haiti back. Another box incident is like a surprise earnings headline. One whistle and you get an instant gap, no time to head.
The sideline's alive, someone's getting the nod, and you can feel the shape about to change. This is that moment where a manager rolls the dice and the whole match can flip in a heartbeat.
That's a clean momentum flip in the tape. Scotland nudges up to 0.81, 0.82, and more importantly, the ask depth collapses to high 79k. Sellers just stepped back. Draw bid depth evaporates too, like the crowd realizing the upset script's fading.
We've got a triple change brewing for Scotland, Christie, Dykes, and Chiswell, and then another tug in the box. Feels like the market. Volatility spikes right before the big move. What's your read on this momentum swing? That delivery was flirting with the...
More bullish reshuffle than panic, like a manager rotating into attack after a bad VAR call trying to force the next catalyst, but the tape's still soft, 80.07, 80.79, so if the subs don't create chances fast, sellers will lean on it again.
We've got Scotland screaming for another penalty after a tug in the box. Ref waves it away, crowd boiling. Any quick market volatility analogy for this kind of chaos and risk-taking? He's begging for the spot kick, pointing at the contact like it's a smoking gun, but the ref's waving it away. Play on, nothing doing. Then the curler's on, and it just peels wide, dying on the breeze, and suddenly Isidore's sniffing a... We've got a triple Scotland change brewing. Dykes, Christie, and Patterson right after a penalty shout gets waved away. Give me your market reaction take. Is this a bullish reshuffle or panic selling?
Now that's a momentum flip. Scotland pops back to 0.80, 0.81, and bid depth surges, like the market finally seeing the subs as a real catalyst. But the draw book is getting chunky on the ask side, so if Scotland doesn't score soon, that late drama... Scotland's holding 0.80, 0.81, and the bid stack keeps thickening. Buyers are defending that lead like a team killing the clock in the corner. But look at that 0.98 ask wall on Scotland, and the draw's massive offers. Upside's capped unless we get a clean, decisive...
Ah, that looks like cramp, legs turning to jelly after a monster shift, and he deserves the applause. Scotland roll the dice with fresh energy. Christie for spark, Dykes for muscle, Patterson for legs, and you can almost hear the game shifting gears.
That draw bid spike just vanished back to the 0.02 level. Classic head fake, like a counterattack that dies at midfield. Scotland stays pinned at 0.81 with heavy liquidity underneath, so sentiment's still favorite in control, just not breaking away.
Joseph's a live wire, isn't he? New to the shirt, but playing like he's got nothing to lose, and that scoring streak tells you he fancies it. And Isidore, every time he's near the box, you feel the stadium hold its breath. Joseph's coming in with that new kid, big confidence energy, debut last week, and already carrying a striker's swagger from that Hungary run. And Isidore's still the danger man. Give him an inch, and he'll try to steal the whole show. Someone's about to get the hook. You can sense it. Fresh legs and a hot hand coming on. That's the message from the bench. 7-9 and a goal on debut week. That's the kind of form that makes defenders start checking over their shoulders.
Liquidity just got yanked. Scotland's bid depth collapsed from 6 figures to about 49k, and that's when favorites get wobbly, even if price hasn't moved yet. Meanwhile, the draw has a real bid 8.5 again, like the crowd sensing a late set piece.
Oof, that's a tasty partnership. Joseph alongside Piero, and suddenly Haiti look like they've got two blades up front. Scotland's center backs will be having a proper chat now because one slip and it's chaos in the box. Providence on the ball. There's a bit of street football in him, isn't there? Always looking to wriggle free. If he gets half a yard, he'll try something cheeky and turn this match on its head.
There it is. Scotland slips to 0.78, 0.79, and win prob ticks down, and with bid depth now under 30k, the floorboards are creaking. Draw nudges up to 0.17, 0.18, so the market's pricing in nervy finish, more than comfortable closeout. Haiti just ticked up 2, 3, 4 cents, and the draw holds firmer at 17 to 18. So the long shot money is creeping in while Scotland stays stuck at 78, 79. Scotland's bid depth rebounded, but it's still a market that feels like a 1-goal lead. Any wobble and the...
Bellegarde has another go, and oh no, he scuffed it. Couldn't even beat the first man. That's a groan from the stands, because at this stage, you can't waste deliveries like that when the pressure's finally building. Bellegarde goes back to the well, and again it hits the first defender. 2 bites at the cherry, and both swallowed up. That's the kind of moment that sucks the air out of an attack when you're chasing a lifeline.
Now the market's leaning back into chaos. Draw pops to 18.19 and Scotland slips to 78.79 with bid depth down at just 16k. That giant Scotland offer wall up at say 0.91 screams sellers waiting, so upside looks capped unless we get a clean.
He wriggles free of Crystal for a heartbeat, then bang, recovered, door slammed shut. Bellegarde tries to set the shot, but the lane's locked and the defenders are having none of it, like traffic at rush hour. Absolutely. Think of it like the crowd sensing a wobble. One sloppy
Spot on,
clearance,
Leo.
a
This
cheap
tape is
foul near
trading
the
the
box,
danger
or a
moments like
keeper spill,
XG,
and
not the
suddenly
final
the draw
whistle.
price
With the
rockets
draw
like
up
a
at
counterattack.
19-20 and Scotland's
Markets
bid
move
depth
on
looking
danger
skinny,
moments,
it's a one-touch
territory,
move away
set
from a
pieces,
gap,
and
like a defense caught ball watching.
That's exactly a momentum swing. Haiti keep knocking, shots getting blocked into corners, and suddenly the safe side coughs it up. McTominay's giveaway is like a thin order book getting hit. One sloppy turnover or a string of set pieces is the on. That's like a late momentum swing. One sloppy turnover from a safe veteran, and suddenly the underdog's pressing, winning corners, piling pressure. Prices move when territory flips and the favorite looks rattled for a spell.
Exactly. Territory flipping is the market's risk-on signal for the draw and long shot. With Scotland sliding to 76-77 and the draw firming near 20, traders are hedging like a team protecting a one-goal lead under siege.
That's exactly like a late momentum swing. Thin bids vanish when one sloppy turnover and a couple of corners pin Scotland in, and suddenly everyone prices in panic. On field, it's usually a giveaway in your own third, a blocked shot leading to set pieces.
Absolutely. When the back line drops, the market hears that crowd noise as volatility, and the draw gets a bid like it's the next goal market. It's classic rope-a-dope risk. Survive the wave and Scotland snaps back, concede once and everything reprices. Now it's even more one-way traffic. Scotland ticks up to 82% and the sell side liquidity collapses to just 53K, so any fresh buy flow can squeeze this higher. Meanwhile, draw and Haiti bids are paper thin. Like the underdog's attack has gone.
Oh, that's a tasty doubleheader tomorrow. Germany first, then the Dutch, and you know both will want to put on a show early doors. IMO, that's like opening bell energy. Fast start, big names, and no one wants a slow market.
We've got a momentum wobble. Scotland slips back to 80% and the draw catches a bid up at 17-18 like a spell of pressure forcing the favorite to defend. But Scotland's bid depth just fell off a cliff, 18K, so one scary chance and this can gap fast.
Hanley's been right in the thick of it. One of those Scots who'll throw his head where most wouldn't put a boot. You can feel the grit, but they need a bit of calm with it now or the next wave will drown them. It's getting frantic, and Haiti look like they've got an extra lung out there. If this turns into basketball football, they'll fancy it. Scotland need to put their foot on the ball because Haiti are peppering them with questions every time they break. McGinn's getting the handshakes. What a shift, and that finish might just be the insurance policy Scotland needed. Fresh legs on now, but the danger is you lose a bit of that bite he gives you in the squeeze.
Scotland's pushing up again, 83% with an 82-83 market, so sentiment's back in favorite cruising mode. But that 83 ask is stacked, so it may need a real catalyst to break through. Otherwise, we're just watching it pass the ball around and kill the clock.
Shanklin's night is done, and now it's the teenager just turned 19 stepping into the spotlight. What a birthday present that is. Scotland are clearly thinking energy and legs for the closing stretch. See this out with a bit of swagger.
Exactly, Leo. When your edge is up and the tape starts showing heavy supply at the highs, you take some off and protect the lead. Chasing the third into a stacked offer is like shooting through 3 defenders. Trim, then re-add only if momentum breaks. Scotland's still priced like the clear favorite, but look at that offer wall. Ask depth balloons to 336K, so upside is getting capped. Meanwhile, the draw book is all air on the sell side, meaning any sudden Haiti push could still jolt prices.
Finley Curtis is getting the nod here. Big moment for the youngster thrown into the heat when the game's still twitchy. You can almost hear the crowd leaning in, wondering if he's got one spark to kill it off. It wasn't a postcard finish, but it's gold dust. Those are the ones that launch campaigns and live in the memory, and Curtis, I like that comparison. Direct, fearless, wants to run at you and ask questions you don't fancy answering.
Draw ticks down to 15% and the sell side depth explodes, 756K of offers, so any draw rally looks like it'll get smothered fast. Scotland's still steady, 883%, but with that persistent overhead supply, it's more see out the match than run up the score.
McLean's one of those lads who might not start often, but he comes on and suddenly the game has a bit more sense to it. Steady hands, big heart. And Curtis already showing he's not shy. That warm-up goal gave him a taste. Now he's chasing another headline. McLean's that perfect impact sub for Scotland. Doesn't need the spotlight, but he always leaves fingerprints on the game. And Finley Curtis has already shown he can jump off the bench and bite. That Curacao cameo was a little warning shot.
Big tell here. That Mega Scotland short from Bully Boys just got trimmed. Still huge, but it's a partial cover, and that usually takes some downside pressure off the
Oh,
favorite.
Piero's got to hit the target there. He rises like a salmon. You're already halfway to celebrating, and then it just drifts the wrong side of the post. Haiti are peppering those wide channels, and with Austin Fortune on for Broder, Scotland need a breather and some territory fast.
Liquidity just thinned out hard. Scotland bid depth collapses to 24K, and the top ask shifts down to 0.84, so a couple of market orders can move this like a counterattack. Draw offers also got pulled, but Haiti still looks like a parked bus with no buyers behind. Now we've got a real momentum swing. Scotland jumps to 84% and the market reprices higher, AT 0.84, 0.85, like they've just pinned Haiti in their own box. Haiti gets shoved down to 1% with a monstrous 912K sell wall.
Jean-Jacques, again, he's everywhere right now, snapping into duels and trying to spark something before Haiti's next wave rolls in. Scotland have got to get a foot on it because those crosses are starting to feel like a countdown.
Totally. This is like a crowded short. Pressure builds and one clean break can force a fast repricing. Tactically, I'd buy Scotland's next 5 minutes of composure. Clear the lines, slow the tempo, because if they blink once, the draw spike.
Yes, Piero will be replaying that one in his head all night because that was the moment begging for a finish. And now Lenny Joseph's in the picture looking hungry. This is the kind of chaos maker who can turn one half chance into a headline. That near miss from French Steve Pierre, Haiti-born, Massachusetts-raised, was a real almost moment. Any quick angle on how a single goal can swing momentum like a market catalyst? It's end-to-end now, like someone's taken the handbrake off. Scotland trying to lock it down with that extra shield, but the gaps are still flashing open. Haiti smell a late twist, and with Fortune on, you can feel the crowd holding its breath every time they run at a man. IMO, we're in the last 5+ stoppage, and it's tense. Cooling break, Scotland pushing. Give me a quick market-style take. Who's got the momentum, and what's the late winner indicator here?
Yeah, this feels like Scotland's the favorite, but the clock turns it into a volatility product. Momentum is with whoever can force set pieces and second balls. The late winner indicator is a sudden lift in Scotland's bid through what it 8-6. If it's spot on, this is the closing auction. You either slam the buy button or you get marked on the close. Scotland should press, but with shape. Go aggressive on set pieces, not reckless in transition, because one counter is a flash crash. Scotland just inched up to 0.85, 0.86, but look at that ask depth ballooning. Sellers are stacking the wall like a team parking the bus in stoppage time. Draw ticked down to 14% with better bids, so the market's basically saying late drama possible. But
Final 5 and then that minimum 3 on top. This is where legs go heavy and minds go light. After the cooling break, Scotland have to squeeze up and be brave because if they sit off, Haiti will keep knocking on that door. He's electric, isn't he? One of those wingers who makes defenders shuffle like they're on hot coals. You can see the picture in his head, bending it toward that far stick for Dykes sneaking off the shoulder. Just needs the timing to click.
now we've got the tell. Scotland ticks up to 0.86, 0.87 while draw liquidity just evaporates. Bid depth got yanked, classic. Everyone hedged, now they're chasing. If Scotland can print 388, that's the late goal squeeze. If not, the draw snaps back fast.
Oh, that's a clumsy one from Joseph. Scotland will take that all day, thank you very much. A free kick here is like a gulp of water in the desert, a chance to slow the chaos and push the line up. Joseph's just bought Scotland a precious pause there. Down he goes, whistle blows, and suddenly the panic drains out of the tartan shirts. They'll milk this, get bodies upfield, and try to turn that breathing space into a stranglehold.
Yeah, Scotland's the blue chip that held the close. Ugly tape, but they banked the points and the group math bailed them out. Haiti's value actually rises on effort and chance creation, while the big risk for Scotland is they're winning on thin margins. One bad
Joseph again, he's playing with fire, and Scotland are happily taking the oxygen this foul gives them. This is where you slow it down, take the sting out of Haiti's momentum, and make the next 30 seconds feel like an hour.
Draw just tightened 2-0, 1.12, but that top bid sitting down at 0.02 screams fake support. It's a thin book with a trapdoor. Scotland holding bond Series E86.87 tells you the crowd still expects them to see it out, but absolutely, when the underdog presses like that, it's a momentum trade that forces the favorite to defend, not dictate. Late on, it can pay off with one scramble or set piece, but it's also high beta, miss one press, and you're wide open for the counterpunch.
You're spot on. Haiti have played like they own the place, brave on the ball and asking Scotland real questions all night. But football's a cruel accountant. One heavy touch in the box and the ledger stays blank, and Scotland will take that no and sprint for the exit.
Scotland's still priced like the results basically in the bag at Celdio 86 0.87, but the bid depth under them is thin. One shock moment and that favorite can slip fast. Draw is steady 0.13 with a massive offer wall.
Katie just keeps winding up like a boxer in the last round, swing after swing, refusing to let it die. Scotland are clinging on, delighted to watch that one drift away and buy themselves a few precious heartbeats in stoppage time.
Scotland just got marked up a notch to 0.87 and the bid depth ballooned. Buyers are stepping in like it's stoppage time, and
Curtis whips it in, but Arn stands tall and hacks it away. No nonsense at all. Then Curtis leaves a boot up, and the ref straight in with the yellow. You can feel the temperature rising in these stoppage time moments. They're tearing into this like there's a last train to catch. No one wants extra time. No one wants regrets. Bellegarde and Jean-Jacques snapping it around, and Bassamir arriving with intent. This is getting dangerously breathless now. Both sides are sprinting through the gears here. This is pure urgency, pure nerve. Bellegarde links it, Jean-Jacques keeps it moving, and Bassamir is sniffing danger like a striker who can taste a headline. Six minutes of stoppage time, pure volatility. Give us a quick market-style take. Who's bullish now, who's panicking, and what's the risk of a late swing?
Absolutely. This is 6 minutes of overtime in the markets, and the crowd's leaning favorite with Scotland near 90. Bulls are basically park the bus buyers, while draw money is the panic hedge, and the risk is one set piece turning a calm close into a full. Draw just ticked down to 0.090.10. Market's basically saying no late equalizer, and the bid support is still flimsy. Scotland holds 0.89, 0.9z with healthier two-way depth, but if that favorite wobbles, there's not much cushion before.
Ryan Christie trying to stir it, and that throw-in just cranks the pressure up another notch. Someone's smelling a late winner here. Ferguson throws his body in the way, block after block, and now Curtis goes direct. You know exactly what he's thinking.
We've got a little bounce in the draw to 0.08, 0.09, but it's still swimming against a tidal wave of sell orders. Classic one last hopeful punt money. Scotland stays firmly in control, 0.92, though that fat ask stack says.
That's a nasty one. He's down and milking every second, and you can't blame him with the clock bleeding out. 1 minute into the sixth, and the tension's thick enough to cut with a stud. The next delivery could flip this whole night.
Scotland's still priced like the team killing the clock at 0.91, but notice the bid depth just collapsed. Support's thinner if anything weird happens. Draw is holding 0.08, 0.09, yet it's on fumes with tiny bids versus a big wall.
Scotland win it, but it's one of those nights where the scoreboard barely tells the story. Mountains of effort, waves of pressure, and just that lone breakthrough. Sometimes football's cruel like that. All the sweat and only one little number to show for it. You can feel the whole place holding its breath. Every touch feels like it could explode into chaos. Bellegarde whips it in, and suddenly they're swarming again, noses in front. Oof, Kenny McLean's flown in a bit too eager there, caught Casemiro and the ref straight to the pocket. That's a needless booking at this stage, and it just cranks the tension up another notch.
Scotland's back to a firmer 0.92, 0.93. Buyers are treating this like a safe close, even with that chunky sell side overhead. The draw slipping to 0.07, tells you the late goal crowd is getting priced out.
That little pause is gold dust for Scotland, just a few seconds to breathe and reset. And defensively, they've been brilliant in the danger zone. Even when they can't nick it clean, they're smothering the box and blocking the shooting lanes like a brick wall. Oh, that's the last thing Scotland wanted. One late clip and suddenly the crowd wakes up. Bellegarde stands over it, and he's wasted that one, but you can't relax because their dead balls have been asking questions all night. Danks has handed them another invitation with that late one. Scotland didn't need that drama. Bellegarde steps up again, and it's poor, but you feel the next delivery could be the one that finally lands like a dagger.
Draw is getting marked down again to 0.05, 06. Liquidity's evaporating on the bid, so even small sells can shove it lower. Scotland's steady 0.93, 0.94, but that shrinking bid depth says it's more hold the ball in the corner than a confident. Draw's bid depth just fell off a cliff. Only a few $100 holding up that takes 7% price, so one shove and it's through the trapdoor. Scotland's still the favorite, but that wide 0.92, 0.94 spread screams late game nerves.
IMO, that McLean challenge is nasty. Haiti bench screaming for more than a yellow. Feels like a high-stakes moment. How do you read the risk-reward when a team keeps giving away set pieces late like this?
You're spot on. Those late set pieces are negative carry. You're paying risk with almost no upside when you're already ahead. It's like protecting a lead by buying volatility for the other side, and one clean delivery can reprice the whole match in seconds. This book is screaming one-way traffic. Scotland's pinned at 93.94C, while the draw has a tiny bid and a wall of offers. Classic crowded favorite with almost no air pocket underneath. And that bully boy's positioning is pure long shot lottery across Haiti draw.
IMO, that tackle's a nasty one. Haiti are screaming for red and Scotland look rattled. From a risk management angle, how do teams calm the volatility when the crowd and bench are boiling like this? Oh, he's struck it sweetly, but it just bends the wrong side of the post. Haiti can't buy that final touch tonight. Scotland look in control, and McGinn up in the stands will be grinning, even if he'll admit he rode his luck a little. IMO VARs stayed silent on what looks like a nasty challenge. Crowd and Haiti bench furious. Give us your market reaction take. Why refs sometimes hold on a red, and how that shifts momentum like a sudden shock to confidence.
Totally. No call is like a surprise, no hike decision. The favorite thinks they're safe, but the other side gets a jolt of belief and starts pressing. For the team in control, the risk is emotional overtrading. One sloppy pass or cheap foul. Yep, that's the ref choosing contain the game over maximum penalty, like a central bank smoothing volatility instead of shocking the system. It can work, but it also leaves a risk premium on the pitch. Haiti stay fired up and Scotland can't switch off.
VAR controversy brewing. Haiti feel robbed of a red. Ref sticks with yellow citing no excessive force. Tense late free kick coming up. So Scotland take the points. Who cares if it's scruffy in a World Cup opener? You frame the result, not the artwork. After 28 years away, that's a priceless 3 points, even if the finish wasn't a postcard. Haiti had a go, but it just wasn't sharp enough when it mattered.
This is full game management pricing now. Scotland up at 97.98, and the draw basically
Scotland
left
have
for
done
dead.
it. Ugly, gritty, and absolutely glorious when you've waited 28 years to be back on this stage. Not the firework.
Yeah, that's a classic ugly earnings beat. Not pretty, but it gaps the stock up because results are results. In group terms, it's 3 points in the bag, and now confidence compounds like momentum traders piling in after a breakout.
You can hear that Tartan army whistling the clock forward like they've waited a lifetime for this moment, 28 years, and it's all boiling down to these last scraps. Scotland are milking every heartbeat now, and the referee's got to keep his nerve as the seconds drip away. IMO, Scotland just banked a gritty 1-0 after 28 years away. Scruffy goal, priceless return. Give us the market analogy. Is this the kind of take-the-profit win that sets up a group run? The Tartan army are whistling like they're trying to blow the final whistle themselves. 28 years of waiting, and now every second is gold dust. Scotland are taking that extra touch, shielding it, squeezing the life out of the clock, and the refs got to keep order in the chaos. They'll know the performance needs a polish, but 3 points don't ask how. They just sit in the table and smile. That cross comes in. McTominay can't quite turn it into trouble, and now it's a goal kick. Is there one last twist left in this? Scotland won't be writing poetry about this performance, but they'll happily bank the points and move on. The delivery comes in, McTominay can't make it bite, and that goal kick feels like a deep breath. Has Haiti got one last surge in them?
Exactly, this is the stock that misses on style but beats on the number, and the tape only cares about the close. Scotland didn't dominate, but they protected the lead like a fund defending year-end performance. No heroics, just points on the board. This book is locked limit up, Scotland 0.99 bid stacked nearly $1 million deep, and there's literally no liquidity on the offer, so price discovery is basically over. Draw and Haiti are just penny asks waiting to get swept like relegation fodder.
IMO, Scotland grind out the opener, 3 points after 28 years away. That's like a stock closing green on a messy day. How big is that psychological market confidence boost for a team in a tournament?
Massive. Once you've got points on the board, the whole risk profile changes and nerves settle, like a stock reclaiming its 200 day and suddenly buyers stop flinching. It's not about beauty, it's about belief, and belief is momentum's best friend. Now you're seeing the post-goal dog pile. Scotland's 0.99 bid depth swells to 123m, and fresh late buyers are paying up in the 0.93, 0.99 range just to get on the winning side. Meanwhile, Bully Boys is trimming that Scotland. We're basically in stoppage time with Scotland pinned 0.99. Bid depth still huge, but you can see a little profit taking as that wall slips from $1.23m to $1.17m. Upset paper is still just dead weight at Totally. An ugly win is like a low-volume grind higher. Nobody's impressed, but the scoreboard prints green, and that's what resets expectations. In a group, points are your cash flow. Style is just narrative, and narratives don't advance you. Scotland's bid depth just reloaded back up to about $1.14m. Someone stepped in and rebuilt the wall, 0.99. That's the market saying no drama. On the flip side, Haiti's zero price ask pile got even bigger, which is pure towel throwing supply. Draw asks just got shaved down to about 634k. People are finally giving up on the miracle equalizer ticket. Scotland's still sitting on a fat $1.13m bid wall, 0.99, so sentiments basically see the match out, no need for heroics.
Scotland's 1-0 feels like a take the profit and run trade. Ugly chart, great result. Any quick market style take on grinding out points early in a group before the tougher fixtures hit?
Exactly. Banking 3 points early is like locking in a base hit before the volatility spikes later in the schedule. It buys you tactical flexibility. You can play more defensively in the tougher fixtures because the portfolio already has gains on the board.
Absolutely crucial. Scotland won ugly, but 3 points are 3 points, and that's the kind of result that keeps a campaign breathing. They'll party like it's Hogmanay in Boston, but they'll also know goal difference might come back like a bad tax bill later on. Now flip. Yeah, it's massive. Scotland won the you don't ask how, you ask how many game, and that's a ticket you stuff straight in the pocket. The party buses roll tonight, but the coaches will be whispering about goal difference like it's a nervous stock chart, Amo. Now bring on Australia. And that, folks, is the classic halftime medical counterattack straight down the middle. More warnings than a VAR review. We'll take the honey chicken, thanks, but we're starving for the real main course. Australia, Turkey under the lights. Let's get back to football. That ad read is doing a full high press, warnings flying in from every angle like a corner kick scramble. I'll take the Chipotle honey chicken as a consolation prize, but let's get back to the pitch because Australia-Turkey is the real headline tonight. That's a tidy little sponsor plug. Keeps everyone connected like a midfield metronome, snapping passes all night. If the Wi-Fi holds up, the stream stays smooth, and the drama lands in real time. Has to be AT&T, apparently.
Scotland just flipped to a full 1-0 bid, and the depth ballooned to 3.5. This is the market piling into the final whistle trade like it's stoppage time with the ball in the corner. Meanwhile, draw and Haiti are still just penny zero offers, basically lottery tickets getting dumped. Now the draw's marked basically dead, 80.00, and that's the market saying whistle's coming, with no late drama priced in. Scotland's still pinned 8-100 with 3.4 M of bids. Everyone's crowding the same exit, so any surprise would be a proper red.
Fox weather covering every season like a manager with a full bench, ready for heat, frost, and everything in between. Then FS1 rolls in with that morning show energy, all chatter and tackles like a midfield scrap before the whistle even blows.
You can see the late game hedging. That big Scotland Bear bully boys position just got trimmed hard, and we've got multiple accounts cashing out longs at 0.9 ne 1.0. Price stays perfect at 1 but the tape says that's interesting. Draw offers just ballooned north of 1.0 rather than 0, like someone's dumping tickets into the bin even though they're already worthless. Scotland's bid depth actually slipped a bit, so it's still a 100 market, but the crowd's getting restless and rotating risk rather than. We're seeing the trash time cleanup. Draw in Haiti ass depth is still huge at 0, but it's coming down from that spike. People just clearing the book. Scotland remains glued to 1 with steady depth, so sentiments unchanged. Markets treating this like a game already decided. Not much new. This is a locked market with Scotland still camped at 1 and no one willing to show an ask. The only action is the zero price junk on Haiti draw getting reshuffled, which tells you traders are managing positions, not changing their minds.
McGinn's goal just flipped the whole mood. Scotland job done vibes. If you've got live odds, what did the win line do right after the strike? That's a momentum candle if I've ever seen one.
Bang on, Leo. Right after a goal like that, the win line typically snaps to line 9 to 1 in one candle like a striker hitting top bins, and the keeper just freezes. The book then turns into a one-way crowd. Everyone piles into the winner.
McGinn on the biggest stage, and Scotland finally get that release. Boom, the Tartan army erupts like a volcano. You can hear Glasgow singing through the screen, and now it's don't go anywhere season. Germany up next, then Australia, Turkey with Group D tension bubbling like a... IMO Scotland's win has the nation partying. If that were a stock, it's limit up. Quick take, how do you see momentum translating in markets when a team nation gets a surge like this?
Exactly, Leo. Momentum in markets is that same roar after a goal. Price gaps, liquidity thins, and nobody wants to step in front of the stampede. The risk is the hangover. Once the celebration fades, you get profit taking and a sharp mean reversion. That draw-ass depth just popped back up. Looks like someone reposted size at 0. More bookkeeping than belief. Scotland's still nailed to 100 with a fat bid stack, so the market's basically in stoppage time. Outcome priced, only positions getting tight.
Oh, that's the kind of chant that gets in your head and turns the stadium into a drum. Run, 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 and suddenly the tempo's flying. Feels like the crowd's trying to will a breakaway into existence, like they've spotted tired... Whoa, Amo, that spelling's gone a bit own goal there. Guarantee is Guarantee. Nice and tidy. And that riddle's got me on the back foot. What did the itsy bitsy spider try to climb up? The water spout, right?
We're seeing tiny churn in the dead legs, draw top ask size ticked up, Haiti ass depth wobbles, but it's all at 0, so it's noise, not narrative. Scotland's still a brick wall 8-1 with heavy bids, like a team killing the clock in the corner.
Oof, that's heavy stuff, like a dressing room blow up right before kickoff. You can feel the family fracture in the air. But that last line flips it, doesn't it? New year, new journey, like the tunnel walk when the lights hit and everyone believes again. That's a brutal rejection, like a captain tearing up the team sheet in front of everyone, absolute frost in the room. But then you get that sunrise line, and suddenly it's hope breaking through the clouds, the kind of reset that makes you think, right, we go again.